guys, namaste. My name is Matea and today I'm going to show you how to build up upper body strength for handstands using a wall. So just clear out some space in your home so if you're moving out suddenly or falling out, you're not kicking anything. And set up your mat with the short side touching the wall. What we're going to do first is L on the wall pose. In order to set up for L on the wall, we're going to start with our wall downward facing dog. Coming onto all fours, bring your palms right underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, with your heels touching the wall and toes tucked under. Now from here, once we get up, our downward facing dog is going to be kind of tight. So if you're completely new to this, I actually encourage you to walk your palms forward just for an inch or two to create a little bit more space. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, and press your heart against the wall. This is already a really good pose to get used to your shoulders carrying your body weight. And you're feeling a nice juicy stretch in your hamstrings. Now from here, we're going to place one foot to the height of our hips to the wall, press into it, looking forward, straightening that leg as we bring the other foot to meet it. And this is L on the wall pose. So engaging your core here, we're getting used to having our shoulders over our wrists, our hips over our shoulders, with the spine nice and straight instead of having a banana back. It looks slightly forward. You can go through, it feels juicy on the neck, but once you're practicing your balance, you want to look forward so you don't go over. Now once you've been here for a while, bend your knees gently, slowly drop your feet to the ground and take a little break in child's pose. Big toes together, open the knees wide. Rest your forehead on the ground and close your eyes for a moment. Deep inhale, in. Full exhale, out. And you can give your shoulders a little bit of a rest here. You can interlock the fingers behind your back and simply move your arms a little bit from side to side, stretching out the shoulders. This is also a good exercise to do after you've warmed up at least a little bit. So resting here for a moment, deep inhale, in. Full exhale, out. Then whenever you're ready, slowly begin to lift your head up, gently walk your hands back, coming into a seat. We're going to repeat our L on the wall again, but this time we're going to try to lift one leg up and then the other. So setup is the same. Tuck your toes under, bring your heels all the way to the wall. Spread your fingers nice and wide, palms right underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. And then walk one foot up to the height of your hips, then the other. Straighten the legs, look forward. Shoulders are right over your wrist. Now from here, extend one leg up and try to get used to that feeling of having your body straight, nice and stacked. Sometimes we have this tendency to go over. We don't want to do that. So square your hips. Just hold here for a moment. And then drop that foot down back to your hip height. Try with the other leg. Leg nice and straight. Spread your toes nice and wide. Put them up towards the sky. Leg is engaged. Core is engaged. And then drop your foot down slowly with control. Bend your knees. Walk your feet down. Take your child's pose again. Whenever you're ready, slowly rising up. The reason why we take child's pose is because we're reversing the flow of circulation and of energies in our body in our inversions. So we want to give our body just a moment to relax. So these are very good poses for you to repeat a few times and even do on a regular basis, engaging the shoulders, building upper body and core strength. Now from here, you can play with walking your hands back in your L up the wall, so you're slowly bringing your weight closer to the wall. So let's give that a try. Coming onto all fours, spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Bring your feet up the wall. So we're starting with our L up the wall, but here we're going to walk our feet slightly higher and start to walk our palms back towards the wall. So it takes a little bit of shoulder and core strength. Go only as far as it feels comfortable. When you start to feel like you're going to go all the way upside down, you want to stop there. So maybe you're not right against the wall, maybe you're right here. And then you can look forward, maybe lift one foot and then the other. See how that feels. And then leaving enough strength to walk your way back slowly with control. And then bending your knees, walking yourself all the way back down, and take child's pose. And again, you can relax your arms by your side. You can spread the fingers wide, or you can give yourself a little bit of a shoulder stretch, moving your arms a little bit from one side to the other. Really squeeze your shoulder blades together, melt the heart. And relax here for a moment. That was a hard one. Deep inhales in. Full exhales out. And then once you're ready, slowly lifting your head up, coming into a seat. You have to be really mindful. I'm using a basic yoga mat here, so sometimes my hands get stuck when I'm walking back. If you can get a firm grip kind of a mat and that doesn't happen, it feels a little bit safer. Now from here, we're going to face the wall. We're going to play with kicking up into a handstand. So give yourself a few inches of space away from the wall so you don't bang your head against it. Spread your fingers nice and wide, index fingers pointing forward, all the other fingers flaring out. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. And now look slightly forward, come up on your tippy toes, walk your feet in. So first go just like in our L up the wall with shoulders over a rest. And then lifting one leg up, flex that foot. You don't want to open the hips so toes are pointing straight down towards the ground, even slightly inwards. And see if you can give yourself a little bit of a kick here. Just notice how that feels. Just a little bit of a kick while both feet are off the ground. And then if that feels good, going all the way up so you can find the wall. So one thing that we do once we find the wall is that we create the banana back. So we want to engage your core. Slightly tuck your tailbone under. Maybe play with bringing one or both feet away from the wall until you find your balance. And you're again nice and straight and core is engaged. Once you're ready to come down, you're going to come down slowly. And as you do, take a little bit of a break. Deep inhale, set. Full exhales out. And you can play with this exercises, kicking up the wall as many times as you'd like. Of course, being mindful of not injuring yourself, so just a few minutes a day will suffice. Now I'll show you one final exercise that I've learned from one of my teachers in one of the trainings that I've taken. And that is that once you come up, and you kick up in order to build the mobility in your shoulders and in finding some core strength. You can play with bringing your hips all the way to the wall, so we're in a little bit of a back bend, and then bringing the hips away from the wall, but playing with bringing the head towards the wall, a little bit of a different back bend. So a few more times like so, bringing the hips, and you can look straight forward, or bringing the head towards the wall as you open up. And then again, finding some balance, and eventually coming all the way down and giving yourself a little bit of a break. Full inhales in. Full complete exhales out. Whenever you're ready, coming back up. Really hope that helps. L up the wall is one of my favorite exercises. I actually find it to be even harder than regular handstands, and it definitely helps you build that strength and the confidence to practice your inversions. Thank you. Namaste.